Thank you. Thank you. Please, please. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Judy speaks often of allies, how important they are in the work that we do and in getting the word out. Tonight, I have the honor and privilege of talking about one of those allies, Mike Nelson. Mike has stood by the foundation. He's shown his support, not just in his actions, not just in his words, but in his true desire to make a difference himself. He has the public image where he's very debonair, very professional, but we all know the real Mike, don't we? I can't tell you how much we as the foundation and as friends appreciate what Mike has done to support us. As the MC, he goes out in the public and talks about it. He talks to companies, he talks to individuals to try and get their support. And he does it out of his heart. And because of that, out of our heart, and I think it's this the 10th or 11th year that you've, well, one or the other. He's old. If you saw his picture 10 years ago, he looked a lot younger. But his heart and his soul, and as he said, he loves doing this. And we know that by all the work that he puts into it. Behind the scenes, you don't see what he does. He comes here and he volunteers also to help do a lot of this. And it's my honor to present Mike with the Essential Peace Award. Now, as we were saying, you have allies, and you have teams, you have partners. Just as every Desi needed a Lucy, every Will needed a Grace, every Bush needed a Cheney. Every Mike needs a Cindy. Cindy is the real behind-the-scenes person for this team of allies that we have. She's on the dinner committees. She goes out and gets the silent auction items. She helps set up. She breaks her leg, has surgery on her foot, just so you feel sorry for her. But without her love and her dedication to make this a success it is, and so you can have the wonderful time you're having tonight, this would not happen. So tonight we're also honoring Cindy.
There's a surprise. I knew nothing about that, but it's so true. Thank you, Dennis. Wow. Dennis, I don't know if it's 11 or 10. I mean, if anybody's watched my forecast, you know the trouble I have with numbers. I don't know. I'm going to change my speech a little bit to say we are humbled by this award. My wife is a hot mess over here, and I'm so proud. I am shocked and honored, doubly so, because Cindy works so hard, and oftentimes works hard in the shadows of having a guy that's a somewhat star in a small universe. That, sweetie, I love you, and congratulations to you as well. You do so much great work. It was about a decade ago, maybe 11 years, that we, Cindy and I, were first contacted to be part of the Bear to Make a Difference event. And we were both honored to be able to play a role in this vitally important work of the Matthew Shepard Foundation. Being in the news, I remember so clearly the tragic event as a news story, and it's one of those that comes through the newsroom and just stops the entire newsroom. And my friend and colleague Ann Trujillo is here, and we weren't working at the same station then, but I know Ann would feel the same way. It just, everything in the newsroom stopped when that kind of news comes in. And as I learned more about Matthew and the Shepard family, one of the first things that struck me was that Matt and I share the same birthday, December 1st. Many years prior to Matt. But that always struck me with a very special connection that I have with the Shepard family, and as the years have gone by, I feel that connection only grows stronger. After over a decade, Cindy and I are even more honored to be part of the foundation today. And it's been a great joy for us and a wonderful learning experience to get to know Judy and Dennis and Matt's brother Logan, who's back over here. We have two of our own kids, and we have our pseudo kid, which I'll explain in just a bit. But no, Becca, that's a good thing. We love you. I'll explain it in a second. It's our child, I'll get there. But as parents, and now as grandparents, we know that no parent should ever lose a child. And it does happen, but sadly, rarely does it ever happen in such a horrifying manner as Dennis and Judy went through in October of 1998. And I try and imagine the shock and the pain and the anger of finding out that your precious child was brutally assaulted simply because he was gay. I really can't comprehend that, but I know in talking to Judy that despite everything that's happened in 15 years, she has confided in us that she still cries every single day. And I think any parent would. With that in mind, it would have been very easy for Dennis and Judy to have simply curled up in their grief and quietly left the world behind just to focus on trying to get through every single day for the rest of their lives. That would have been something that no one could fault them for doing. It'd just be a natural occurrence as a parent. But instead, they chose to honor Matt's life by making a difference in the world, by standing up and speaking out against hate, against homophobia, and against those who violate basic human rights. I think that deserves a standing ovation right here. Thank you, Dennis and Judy and Logan, for your courage to make a difference. The meaning of Matthew is to foster as his legacy the ideals that Matt had developed in his own short life: social justice, diversity awareness, equality for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. The meaning of Matthew has taken Dennis and Judy all over this nation and around the world to meet with everyday citizens and leaders of nations to help transform people and policies to allow everyone to live with dignity and acceptance, to be free to love who they love, regardless of gender. The meaning of Matthew will honor his memory with change. The hard work that's being done has produced and will continue to produce laws and protections for future generations. We've gathered tonight to continue to support this vital work, and it's not without plenty of challenges still to come. Certainly, we've seen all of the issues going on in Russia right now. There's a lot of challenges to come. To finish up, to our many friends and colleagues, thank you for being here. Your support makes it very important for this work, and your attendance tonight, both for the mission of Matthew Shepard Foundation and personally for me, is very, very special. I am asked to MC a lot of events throughout the year. Cindy and I attend many, many of them, and they're all important. But out of the hundreds of them that we've been part of over the years, this is one that truly touches both Cindy and I. We have so many issues and problems in this world. There's so much hate and prejudice causing grief and anxiety, especially for young people that are just coming to terms with their sexuality. The meaning of Matthew is to erase hate, ensure equality, and to put youth first. The meaning of Matthew is to strive to not only accept and embrace diversity, but to celebrate diversity. We are all different, each with our own unique gifts and abilities, and I strongly feel that if we learn in this world to celebrate difference, we'll make this world a much better place for generations to come. Cindy and I have been so fortunate to be a small part of the meaning of Matthew. Thank you so much.